Oh, okay. Hi, guys. Okay, so I had the wrong thing unmuted. I thought I'd unmuted me, and it turns out I'd unmuted Discord. That's funny. Um. So yeah, we're still waiting. I just didn't want you guys to have to sit here and listen to music on repeat over and over and over. Yes, I know that you hear me. I fixed the thing, so I know what's going on. Anyhow, I had the wrong thing muted, and that's about par for the course. Anyhow, what I was trying to say was, I have to wait for somebody else. I can't do this show by myself because I need to bounce off of someone else for their opinions, and I can't depend on chat to be going back and forth with me, uh, because most of the time you guys just lurk. Like most of you are lurkers, and I guess that's okay. At least it gives us views. But like the whole point of doing the show is to engage with you guys, and so yeah. I mean, if this keeps, this is a thing. So I may just stop doing anime church because like the whole point of if I wanted to do just talking about the news and giving my opinion and then leaving it like that, I would do pre-recorded and not live. So yeah, I'll let Moon explain where he is and what he's doing, man. Not my thing to talk about. I really hope he's not trying to get all dressed up because we're not gonna be on on camera. We're not on camera, so there's that. But yeah, for having the amount of people that we have normally on these shows, uh, it's just it's kind of messed up to try and do it live and then just be by myself because usually when I'm reading the news or talking about the news, there's not a lot of back and forth. And I need back and forth on this because it can't just be my opinions on things. Oh well, we'll see how things go. But yeah, um still waiting on the freaking uh on Moon to show up so we can actually talk about the topics that we got to talk about. I'm not pulling up anything at the moment because well, I mean, I'm not showing the news clips. I have the news ready to go, but yeah, uh, I've had it ready to go for over an hour now. So there's that. But yeah, I am. I mean, right now it's just a thought in my head, but I am considering uh, just not doing anime church anymore because, like, yeah, if there's no interaction with chat, I kind of feel like, what's the point? See, Spider already proved it. There we go. It's like, hey man, I might go, and I'm like, well, if I don't have an active chat, what's the freaking point, man? Because it's starting to feel like a lot of. Well, I mean, I put a lot of work into the show. It just doesn't seem that way because I do it live. Um, but yeah, I definitely feel like the response back on the channel has been very minimal, based on the amount of work I do. So I am I am kind of two minds. Part of me just wants to keep going and be like, no, I do this because I enjoy doing it, but also at the same time, it's like if I'm by myself, I can't do it. So welcome to that. So no, none of that helps my case. This is honestly, this right here is the most active chat has been in several months. Like as far as engaging with me. Andreasino always comments, like leaves a lot of comments in the chat, active in chat, but most of the time it has nothing to do with the topics that we're talking about. So like occasionally it will be, but yeah, it's kind of very like off topic and sometimes comes across as random, but I don't mind because at least it's like um at least it's activity, so it helps with the algorithm. But yeah, it's supposed to rain today. Wow. That's 42% chance of rain. That's not much, man. Mm. Alrighty. Well, still waiting. What are you guys up to? You're watching my video. Which videos? Which of our videos are you watching, Pillow Fort? Which ones? I'm curious. Also, Revan, you're not the only person that's in here. So when like 90% of the audience is just kind of um lurking, it's like, one or two people, I get it. They have us on in the background because they want to get that news, but like, or they want to hear our opinions on something. But also at the same time, it's like, dude, when the majority of everybody that's quote unquote watching is all lurking, it's like, oh man, why do I do this? I don't need the instant gratification. I just want to know that people are like engaged. And on my end, sometimes it's hard to tell if people are engaged or not. Just finished the last series. I haven't watched what about the girl who's trying to date the guy spreading rumors? The what girl trying to spread? Wait, what? The small girl. Oh, Toradora Abridged? Uh is that what you're talking about? Yeah, okay. Toradora Abridged. Is that what you watched? Toradora is really good, dude. Well, at least the abridged. I haven't watched the actual series that it's based on, um, but I really like what Carson's done with Toradora Abridged. I think it's pretty cool. I really like his writing and editing style as well. Like I definitely dig it. I think like Carson's like the full package, like writing, directing, editing. Like I think he's killing it, dude. But that's just me. I think he is probably the most talented member in Fat Dog right now. Don't tell him I said that though. It's not that he'll get a big ego or anything. He'll be like, "Stop lying." That's what he'll tell me. He'll like, "You need to quit lying about me publicly." And I'm like, "It's not a lie if it's my opinion. If you haven't watched the original in years, Toradora Bridge was good. Looking forward to more from Car." Yeah, dude. Absolutely. What's your favorite one I've worked on? What's favorite episode of an abridged series or favorite abridged series that I've worked on? Like, because if we're choosing particular episodes, I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, oh, they're like my kids. It's hard to choose one. No, I have my favorites. I absolutely have my favorites. My favorite episode. Okay. Of all the stuff that I've worked on, shit. See, I can tell you the favorites of each. I can tell you my favorites of each series that I've worked on. That's been my like. I can tell you that. Like my absolute favorite from Log Horizon Abridged is oh man, it's pretty close between 5 and 10, but I think I'm gonna go with 10 because of how much of myself I put into that in both the writing and the directing, editing, the sound, all that stuff. Like I was just the overall director for that. Um, but yeah, I worked on that one a lot, and there's a lot of me in there, so that's why you're hearing like a lot of Final Fantasy 15 music in that episode. There's there's anime deep cut references in there that if you're not paying attention, like used Gears of War soundtrack in that, and I had a little bit of it's kind of hidden in the background, but we had Row Row Fight the Power, or at least the rap version of that, and it was we put that in there. So there's a little bit of Gurren Lagann that made it in there. I was the one that edited and cut the third scene, the scene where they uh, go to war with the Goblin army. So you have like the two big you have like the adventurers versus the Goblin King's army, and like that's all cut to uh, a orchestral instrumental version of Warriors that they released as a as like a hype trailer for League. And I was just like, this song's really good. I want to use this for something, and then I just put like an AMV together for like a concept, not even having 100 subs. Oh hey, content this peak is crazy. I guess. All right. Did someone say goblins? I really enjoyed the Goblin Slayer thing. Like I just wrote that on a whim. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if like Goblin Slayer was D&D? And then I realized, what if we had our Log Horizon Abridged characters playing D&D? As far as Slime, episode 7 is my favorite. I really put a lot of myself in that one too. The part where Rimuru lets Great Sage take over, and you hear like that Kirby remix. That's literally the first thing I ever worked on for Slime Bridge. I was like, here's this concept. And then I made like this little AMV moment and I sent it to Tony and I go, when you think about it, Reamer's just blue Kirby. And he's like, no, you right. And then so that's how that went. Oh God, what other stuff have I worked on? I mean, there's Spider, but that's a short one shot. Overall, my favorite thing that I'm working on right now is Konosuba. Like I'm putting so much of myself into Konosuba. Like I hope it does really, really well. It's just a one shot. It is not technically. It skirts the line between abridged and abridgment. But yeah, hope that answered your question. Now, Moon Moon is here. Hello, Moon Moon. Yeah. And 75 minutes? Yeah, 75 minutes. So that's where we're at. Yep. Oh, now they can hear you, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. I did not tell them what was going on. So if you want to explain that, you can do it yourself. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not coming down there. Based on I have stuff here too. I'm not traveling. I'm old now. I'm not traveling anymore. No. I don't want to. He is very quiet. Who is very quiet? Me or him? No, he shouldn't be quiet. I don't think you're quiet, man. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, it's set up. Anime Church. Why is it not picking up your voice? I'm so mad right now. I'm so mad right now. Okay. Hang on. I have to go back and refix this. OBS crashed on me earlier, so that might be part of it.
Oh, yeah, that would do it. How far did you get in the stories?
There you go. I haven't started yet.
Okay.
Like, when we start right now, we're an hour and 20 minutes past when we originally start. Like, I told you I'm not going to do a show by myself. I'll cancel the effing show before I'll do it by myself. And I've I've brought this up with them as well. Yeah, okay. I brought this up with as well. Like, I can't just talk about the news and just give my opinion. I need a back and forth. And majority of the time, chat is just lurkers. So if
That's
they're
why I
just
said, like, pick something you'd rant on. That way, you just sit there and you're like, ah. And then I finally come in and you're like, oh, yeah, then there's this asshole.
no, because that won't work. The stuff that I have to rant on, I need your opinion as an outside objective observer.
Fair, fair.
So no, I can't do it this way. I need the back and forth. So if this continues to be a thing that happens, I'm just gonna quit Anime Church altogether.
Well, it shouldn't happen next Sunday.
No, I'm not. I mean, like, if there's no, if I'm stuck in this situation where the back and forth is not there because, again, chat, you guys lurk. Been typing since I came here. This is your first. Hey, we appreciate it, man. But yeah, I'll explain really quickly what's going on, what Anime Church actually is all about, in just a minute. Yeah, guilty as charged. Like I said, 90% of chat usually is like not engaged, and I need kind of that engagement. Otherwise, why am I doing the show live if I'm just reading the news and giving you my thoughts on it? I want to get that back and forth. That's the whole reason why I'm doing it live. And let's be honest, I'm definitely not going to record this and have somebody else edit it. And I can't edit any stories myself because I no longer have video editing software on my computer. So, and that's way too much work. Like, it already takes me about 20 minutes to set up the show before we go live. Like, just taking all the stories that we have, putting them in the description, changing the title of the episode, changing the frick, changing the tags for the episode, stuff like that. So there we go. It's all of that stuff, just going through and doing all that. That's usually like 20 minutes of work, and that's after I've already gone through and found all the news topics we're gonna cover. So yeah, good times, good times. Yeah. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Yeah, I do. And that's in between all of the. All right, I've got 5 projects that are not like live shows that I'm doing for Fat Dog right now. Okay, so there is. Oh God. There is. We've got the. Outside of live shows, I've got Slime, I've got Konosuba, I've got. Oh, I finally did get out of the. Okay, that's out of the way. Solo leveling episode 2. Trying to remember what else I'm supposed to be working on as well. Frick, there's too much stuff. Those are the 3 like big abridged things. I've got shorts and ideas and small things that I'm supposed to be working on. I can't do the Instagram right now because I don't have my video editing software anymore. Once I get all of that taken care of, I'll do that. And then if you count Anime Church and you count the light novel readings, there's 5 projects. And then 6, I guess, would be solo leveling, which we're doing over on Twitch later today, I think. I think that's how we're going. You guys have an Insta? Yeah, we have an Insta. Check the description links for all of that stuff. It's toward the bottom because we have to put we source all of our stuff in the description so you guys can watch and read along with us if you want to. But I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the news. And we're starting off sad, Moon. We're starting off sad. Oh, no.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, you beat me to posting that story by, like, 10 seconds.
All right.
I had it pulled up. I was,
So here we go, guys. Here we go. Welcome to Anime Church. We fuck up. It's appropriate. It's appropriate if we're starting almost an hour and a half late. I'll be like, yeah, we fuck up. It's okay.
I didn't know it would take that
we're not on camera anymore, and I'm happy for that. I'm very happy for that. Even though I put on a nice shirt, I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to dress up anymore. Nice. I don't have to button up.
Oh, don't worry. As soon as I get a backdrop, I'm changing that again.
No. This is the new format.
Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna be on camera.
No, you're not.
I started the suits, damn it.
You could be in the suit. We're just not showing on camera anything. What color is the shirt? My shirt? It's white. It's just like it's like a, I don't know, a collared T-shirt kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it, man. I'm not a clothes person. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Anyway,
polo shirt.
Maybe is that what they're called?
Yes.
It doesn't have like a thing on it. Like there's no polo.
It's just
anything.
called a polo shirt. It doesn't.
Well, polo's actually
have to have polo. I know
polo's
it's a brand.
actually a brand. Yeah, it's like calling it a sawzall. No, it's a reciprocating saw. It's what it does.
Either way.
Yeah. First time I heard somebody say sawzall, they were asking who knows how to use a sawzall, and I'm like, the fuck is a sawzall? And then the dude pulled it up, and I was like, oh fuck, I know how to use that. And he goes, well, why didn't you say something? Because you said it wrong. And he goes, what do you mean I said it wrong? I go, yeah, it's a reciprocating saw because the blade reciprocates. It's a reciprocal blade. That's how this. He's like, what? I'm like, is Sawzall a brand? He goes, yeah. I go, then that's a brand. I don't call that a skill saw. That's a circular saw. My dude, because skill is a brand. Anyhow, whatever. It's like calling everything Coke. I don't agree with that. I'm like, dude, Coke is Coke. And then you have all the other like freaking sodas out there.
That's one thing I can agree with, actually. Yeah. Very easily.
I just don't call it pop because not every soda has a pop.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, people who call it pop, they have issues.
I'm like, dude, you call it pop, but I guarantee you the moment you put Pop Rocks in your mouth and you try and drink a soda, it's not going to feel like pop. It's just not. It's like asking someone, do they know what goes good with medicine? Yeah. Predominantly alcohol. You'll have either a good or a bad time, but either way, it'll be memorable. All right, so we should actually probably start the show. It's called a soft drink. My dude, it is not a soft drink.
That's a word
it's a
I
fizzy
haven't
drink.
heard in a long, long time.
Fizzy drink's probably more accurate. Like a soft drink would be water because it's soft on your palate. It's soft going down your esophagus. Carbonated sodas are not soft. Anyhow. All right. So, hi, I'm Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
Hi, I'm Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started. You ready to get started?
Yeah, I'm ready to get started.
Okay, cool. Wait, what in the world? Oh, you son of a bitch. I hate all of this. They messed up my they messed it up again. They messed it up again.
What did they mess up?
Because the freaking thing reset itself. Because I for some reason the stupid thing crashed, and now that I had to reset it because it crashed, yeah, it's a lot of nonsense that I'm having to read. Like, I had this all set up and ready to go, and then it crashed, and now I'm having to go through and grab the URLs and everything again. That's why, like, you were set up and ready, and then freaking it crashed, and then when I brought it back on, because there was no one here for me to test it with, I just unfortunately did not have your audio. Could not confirm that the audio on Discord was picking up properly, and it's the same thing for that. All right, but yeah, Rip is right. Ladies and gentlemen, James Earl Jones, unbelievably talented actor and voice actor. It's funny when you find out that he has a stutter, or that he had a stutter, and like, holy cow. I was like, you did all of this iconic voice work and you had a stutter. And it's like, my guys, if that's not a good enough reason to just go and make your dreams come true, I don't know what is. But yeah. So, he passed away at 93. So, he held in there.
Yeah.
After overcoming a profound stutter as a child, Jones established himself as one of the pioneering black actors of his generation, amassing a bountiful and versatile career spanning over 60 years from his debut on Broadway in 1958 at the Court Theater, renamed the James Earl Jones Theater in 2022, to his most recent performance in 2021's Coming to America. For that film, Jones reprised his role as King Jaffe Joffer from the 1988 Eddie Murphy comedy Coming to America. One of several roles, along with Darth Vader, that Jones revisited, including the voice of King Mufasa in Disney's animated feature The Lion King, and the 98 direct-to-video sequel, and the 2019 remake. Wow. That's right. He was the CIA director, deputy director, Vice Admiral James Greer, in 3 Jack Ryan movies back in the 90s, The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, and Clear and Present Danger. Yeah.
Let's also not forget those, what was it, Facebook? Or it was some cell phone commercial, I think.
Yeah.
That had him and I forgot the other actor.
Who did he act? He's Mufasa? Yes, he's Mufasa.
Yeah, he's Mufasa.
Yeah. He's Darth Vader, my guy. All right, anyway. Among his more than 80 film credits, Jones' other notable movies include B-52 Bombardier in Stanley Kubrick's 1964 Cold War satire, Dr. Strangelove, and the first black president of the United States in 1972's The Man, as the fearsome villain in 1982's Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, he was the main villain in the live-action Conan the Barbarian film. I think he was supposed to be Conan's dad or something like that. As a blind former baseball star in The Sandlot. I remember that so well. And as a minister living in apartheid South Africa in 1995's Cry the Beloved Country. Jones was nominated for 4 Tony Awards and won 2. In 1969 for playing boxer Jack Johnson in The Great White Hope, which he reprised in the film in 1970, receiving his only Oscar nomination. That's sad that he's only had one nom and he hasn't. Are you freaking kidding me? And in 1987 for originating the role of Troy Maxton in August Wilson's Pulitzer Prize-winning drama Fences. He was nominated for 8 Primetime Emmy Awards, winning twice in 1991 for supporting actor in the miniseries Heat Wave about the 1965 Watts riots, and for lead actor in the drama series Gabriel's Fire about a wrongfully imprisoned ex-cop who becomes a private detective. It was the first time an actor won 2 Emmys in the same year.
Hmm.
Yeah, if I ran through the crazy amount of accolades that he has amassed over his career, we'll be here forever. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
we're still like it that's how far down it goes. Yeah. But yeah, he will be missed. So obviously, thoughts go out to his family. And
Mm-hmm.
big rest in peace for him. I mean, for me, always he's going to be the voice of Darth Vader, which means there's only one living Darth Vader right now. Hayden Christensen. Hayden Christensen is the only living member to have portrayed Darth Vader, as far as well, I mean, there are people that have done it in games and stuff, but of the actors, we've lost David Prowse, who was the man in the suit for all those films. Then we've lost James Earl Jones. So Hayden Christensen is the last actor to have gotten in the suit and played him. Well, okay, no, technically it wasn't Hayden in the suit during Rogue One. So whoever played Vader in Rogue One, I guess. Unless they actually got Hayden for that and just didn't tell anybody. But
I don't know if they did. Most of what that Darth Vader did, I think, was kind of CG, but also just
No, that wasn't a CG Vader. They put him in the suit.
either way. That was just a beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, that was.
moment.
It was like it's literally the only good movie Disney Star Wars has made. Anyhow, yeah, but yeah, that's where we're at right now. So, guys, James Earl Jones passing. How did that affect you? Were you affected at all? Did you just kind of have like oh man, that's sad, or did it kind of like make you stop and take a moment and be like, oh man, like it feels like more and more my childhood is slowly disappearing as far as people who did like movies, films, and TV or games when I was growing up. So Star Wars is a big part of my childhood. Yeah. So just let me know what you guys think, and yeah, Moon, how did this affect you?
I don't remember exactly where I was when I heard it, but I do know it was a huge shock. It was just like James Earl Jones died, and I'm sitting there like, hold on. Say that again? I was like, yeah, James Earl Jones, he died. And I was like,
I mean,
holy shit.
It's sad. It's sad, but also considering how
Yeah.
old I'm getting, I was like, wow. How old was he? When I checked how old he was, I was like, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it
Same,
wasn't
same here.
It
I had a
wasn't
similar
devastating.
realization.
It wasn't devastating, but it was definitely sad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Cause like I hear, cause like once I heard the age, I was like, man, I was like, how old was he? He was like 92. It was like, okay, that
93, but
kinda,
yeah, close enough.
well, yeah, they told me 92. but
Like
yeah,
when
93.
when Carrie Fisher died, that
Oh yeah,
was like
that
sudden
that one
and
really
like
hurt.
out of nowhere, because it was just like suddenly heart attack, and you're like, oh man, that's
And
crazy.
it made me feel kind of bad because it was only after
Mhm.
that did I really look around and see how funny Carrie Fisher actually was.
Right, dude, she was
Oh,
hilarious.
she's hilarious.
Yeah, she is.
Oh.
All right, I know this isn't necessarily your field of your primary field of expertise, but that's why I wanted you here, because this next topic would have been my rant, but I needed somebody that wasn't from this crowd to come in and give me their opinion. You'll probably be agreeing with us regardless, but yeah, we're going to talk a little bit of VTuber news, some VTuber drama. All right, guys, if you did not hear, there's a reason the title is part of the title is YouTube v Mouse. If you did not hear, Iron Mouse's VOD channel got 3 copyright strikes on it. And in order to appeal those strikes, Mouse would have to give her personal information to some random stranger that works for YouTube, and she's not comfortable with that. So her VOD channel has been deleted. Yeah. And I absolutely understand, but we also looked over some things. There's an update. VShojo has tried to get a hold of YouTube. YouTube has been pretty radio silent. So this is Iron Mouse's official VOD channel, by the way. And it brought out all of the VTubers to be like, yeah, YouTube sucks. This is not okay. And like sharing their stories, all their stories of how much nonsense the whole system at YouTube has been getting up to. Yeah. And so right now, the funniest part is Mouse is saying, yeah, VShojo's on the case and we're lawyering up. And I'm like, bruh, you're lawyering up? You say what? Oh, okay.
Hey, if anyone's gonna be able to fight YouTube and sort of
VShojo.
knock them down a peg on this, yeah, VShojo's
Mhm.
gonna do it.
The platforms have been playing games they shouldn't play. Yeah, I agree.
100%.
Yeah. Like it doesn't take. You don't need like a magnifying glass or a telescope or anything to see how easy it is to abuse the copyright system on YouTube. Like it is
But
just
the problem
so
is no
freaking
one's
rife
been
for the
able to
abuse.
like really do anything about it. But
Well,
VShojo's got the power.
Nobody's
Got the
come.
money.
The problem is nobody's truly come for YouTube in this regard. Like there are no safeties on YouTube from this nonsense, and because there's no safeties, yeah, because YouTube doesn't want to be held liable. Well, I'm sorry. Fuck it. YouTube, you need to start being held liable. I'm so happy that that there are 2 cases against Google in its monopolistic ways right now, because it looks like they may break Google up, and that means it could mean that one of the things is that Google loses YouTube, and so YouTube becomes its own thing, and maybe, just maybe, it will get a chance to get its system together, because obviously Google doesn't care. But yeah, that's what's happening here. I kind of know where most of the VTubers are at this point. Like I could spend 30 minutes talking about how much trouble and nonsense we get from the YouTube system, the copyright system, and how beyond ridiculous it is to try and up until recently, we got an MCM now, guys. So we don't have to do the copyright dance anymore, as I called it. But basically, we had a whole month where we had to go and do a bunch of appeals, because every time we uploaded an Abridged series, automatically got a strike. Not a claim, a strike. We got a strike on the channel. And so we'd have to fight that. And then we'd have to wait for the strike to go away before we uploaded it. And then, but in order to get that to actually happen, to force a human being to look at it, realize, oh, it's just parody, we had to literally tag YouTube at Team YouTube on Twitter and get a whole shit ton of people bombarding them in order to make somebody go on, check it, and be like, yeah, this is okay. And then we'd wait for the time to and that would be so. By the way, what we had to do there isn't going, hey, can you take the strike away? No, it's, could you forward our claim to the claimant, our counterclaim to the claimant, because it wasn't even doing that. The whole bot system on YouTube, as far as like their how you don't interact with a human being at all, is egregious. So egregious. So for 90% of the time, you think you're talking to a YouTube representative. Nope, it's just a bot. It's just a bot. Because YouTube just doesn't care. That's why I'm sitting here saying there needs to be a proper alternative to YouTube. Right now, for us, that's Twitch and our Patreon. I will probably most of the times debut our stuff one day before it comes out on YouTube, just in case. But now that we have an MCM, we're able to fix some of that stuff. I don't want to go into all the details, but basically, now that we have an MCM, we have more tools at our disposal that makes it where those bots more or less have to leave us alone. But yeah, like I said, I could do a half hour on how much I hate the YouTube policies, but I want to get Moon. I want to get your opinion on this because the VTuber stuff, the stuff happening with Mouse, is different from us. Now, I do want to state this is not a malicious thing. It's not people coming out of nowhere and just claiming her stuff. It's also not somebody trying to get her personal information in order to get her channel saved or any of that stuff. So I don't know specifically what it is, but it's not people false claiming her stuff at the moment. But that is a thing that can happen, and it's very much rife with abuse. So
Well, the thing is with it being a reactionary thing, and it's just a recording of a live stream that she had, so long as like I don't know if it's even possible for any of the games, like game creators, to put any sort of restrictions on people streaming without actually reaching out and being like, here, non-disclosure agreement. So like it would be an abuse of copyright.
mm-hmm. As for how we do it on Twitch, we just don't. When we do the live thing on Twitch, what we'll do is we go live, we talk for like 5 or 10 minutes, then we show the episode, then we have an after episode Q&A, and we talk for about like 30 minutes or so, and then we show the episode again, and that's the end of the stream. And there is no VOD. We don't save the VOD for that stuff. So it's like, hey, if you show up and if you show up live for the event, awesome. If you don't, that sucks. But this is your chance to watch it early. All we ask is like, hey, when it comes out on YouTube tomorrow, please like it, leave a comment, just help us fight the algorithm. That's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, dude, there are a lot of people that just do not know that Slime episode 9 is out. Like, we only have 22K views on episode 9 of Slime. No, like, so many people thought we just ended Slime, and I'm like, no, it's still going. I'm working on episode 10. We're now starting season 2. But yeah, that's where we're at. That is where we're at. Should rewatch it. I mean, I'm going to sit here and tell you Slime 9's not the best episode I've put together. My favorite part of the episode is, funny enough, the ending, because I think the thing that we worked our hardest on was the credits, and that's why it took so long.
Mm.
All right. So, yeah, if you guys want to see more of that, I definitely recommend clicking the link and checking out False ID's review of that. It's the first 2 stories. There are YouTubers speaking out against YouTube, talking about YouTube. By the way, Mouse is currently having her subathon. So if you guys want to check her out, she is doing that. All right, let's move on to general nerdy stuff. Like nerdy. All right, when I heard about this, I was actually kind of happy because I was like, oh, dude, this is the director that made like the one movie that I was like super excited about when I watched it. I was really happy with it. Of all the stuff, and see, everybody shits on Phase 4 of the MCU, but says there's no good movies, and I'm like, no, this right here, good movie. This is a damn good movie. So, Spider-Man 4 eyes Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton. Now, it has not officially been confirmed, but there are talks. There's talks going on. I hope he jumps on because, guys, if you did not watch Shang-Chi, you should watch Shang-Chi. It is very, very good. Yeah, there's a bit of magic and mysticism in it. It's an MCU movie. But there's also a lot of, like, really grounded fighting. Like, holy cow. It was very good. It was well written, and it wasn't, like, full of itself. It wasn't trying to be diverse for the sake of diversity. It's just the story. It's that story. It's just that story. And it's like, okay, well, this character happens to be this because that's where the story takes place. Anyhow, it's just really dadgum good. Shang-Chi was better better than any Phase 4 movie? No, it was not. No, it was not. There was one movie that was better than Shang-Chi, and that was Spider-Man No Way Home. It was well removed from the comics, but yeah, well, yes. Yes, but like I don't know anything about the Shang-Chi comics, so I can't talk on that. But I did watch the movie Shang-Chi. This is one of those ones where I knew that if Fenris was on, he was not going to be able to talk or comment on this one. So Moon, once again, glad you're here. So yeah, the director for Shang-Chi in talks to do the 4th Spider-Man movie for the MCU. What are your thoughts on? I know we keep calling it MCU Spider-Man, even though it's Sony that does it, but like this Spider-Man exists in the MCU, and I kind of just want to see Pete just beating down bad guys in a, so many people do not realize that Spidey is more than just wall crawling and web slinging. Like the boy can fight. So, all right. Anyway, yeah, Moon. Let me hear your thoughts, man.
So, I actually haven't watched Shang-Chi.
You haven't even watched the bus scene on YouTube?
Not the bus scene, but
You
I
haven't
have seen
watched the
some other
bus?
scenes.
You need to see the bus. It's Clef. I'm on the bus.
Well,
'Cause they
I
call
know
it
that
bus
the
boy.
wheels
Dude,
on the
it's some of the
bus
best
go round
fights,
and
dude.
round.
No. That's how dare you? Somebody made it.
And actually, I haven't even seen the most recent Spider-Man yet. So
So the two, like the most recent Spider-Man, you mean the one from several years ago?
I guess
Yeah, it's not new. It's pretty old now. It's like at
never
least,
said it was new.
what is it, 3 years old? Yeah. And fight was peak. All right, so yeah, dude, Pillowfort is flabbergasted by that. You want Spider-Man 2? Which one is Which Spider-Man 2? There's 3 Spider-Man 2s. Toby, Andrew, or Tom? Which one?
All 3 of them were great too.
No.
Yes.
The movies,
Yes.
the movie 2 for Andrew was not great. It was just good.
Bullshit.
It was
I had a
not
great time with that movie.
You can have a great time with a good movie. That does not make the movie great. Objectively speaking, it was a good movie. It was not a great movie. I'll fight you on that one, my guy. You didn't like Andrew? I thought Andrew was good.
Andrew Garfield was great.
Yeah, I thought Andrew Garfield. Here's the thing.
There was someone who summed it up.
Tobey Maguire was a very good Peter Parker. Andrew Garfield was a very good Spider-Man. And then Tom Holland is kind of a good balance between both.
Yeah. The way someone had described it to me was Tobey Maguire was really good at being, shy, awkward, all that shit, but you couldn't believe he was a high schooler.
Yeah.
You couldn't. Even when he was in college, you had to sit there and be like, is he? Andrew Garfield, absolutely high schooler. He's got the energy and everything. He was too cool. Everything about him displayed and radiated a coolness that was like, Peter Parker's
that's the whole thing.
Bit,
that's the whole thing. Look, guys, that's why I said that Toby was a good Peter, because he had that whole awkward, shy, nerdy thing down. Mm-hmm. And Andrew was a good Spider-Man because Spider-Man is cool and quippy and all of that. And so, yeah, I think that Andrew was a good Spider-Man, was a better Spider-Man than he was a Peter. Whereas Tom kind of has a bit of both there. And
but he's also Hannah Montana.
He's also kind of like early in his career. Like he talks a lot, but he doesn't talk a lot of crap. Like he's not quippy right now. That will be happening later. like, because now we're getting into like the proper Spider-Man, like
What?
he's on
No,
his
Ed,
own kind of thing.
he has been quippy,
N-
extremely
He's
quippy.
not been nearly as quippy as Spidey in the
Fair
comics or
enough,
as
but
Andrew
like,
Garfield.
come on. Every time he's fighting someone, he's sitting there trying to have some kind of lighthearted conversation. It's like,
Yeah, but
oh,
there's a
dude, is
difference
that a
between
robot arm?
yeah, but there's a difference between lighthearted and just talking versus like talking smack. You know,
Mm,
Tom Holland Spider-Man doesn't talk a lot of smack.
fair enough.
The whole thing with this version of Spider-Man is that he's constantly over his head. You know, he's in over his head, and so yeah, he's not. Yeah, exactly. He's not Spider-Man level talking crap. He's growing into it. But that's the point. Like he's now like this Tom Holland's Peter Parker has now had his full Spider-Man arc. He's had the responsibility line come at him. He's had that moment of loss, all of that. So now he is most definitely that Peter Parker, and I can't wait now that he's on his own and he's like, I got to do things by myself. I can't rely on the others that exist in the MCU. He can't rely on any Avengers. He's like, I just got to do my own thing. Absolutely here for it. That is Spider-Man. And now that we've reached that point, right here with Destin Daniel Cretton, I'm really curious how he would tackle this Spider-Man who's like coming into his own. He's not relying on a bunch of other people. He doesn't feel like he's somebody's sidekick now. Like he's stepping up to be his own person. And he's got to do everything by himself. He doesn't have a safety support or a support net or any kind of safety people
Oh
to fall
God,
back on.
that means he's also gonna have to be alone in interviews. He's gonna spoil everything.
No, actually, Tom's gotten a lot better at that.
Darn, that shit's funny. He'll say something, and then one of the others just, no, it doesn't. No, that's wrong. You're wrong. Nope.
No, you.
Shit.
Oh, good. Yeah. So, that being said, what are your thoughts? Is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Would you like to see somebody else directing Spidey 4? If so, who? Let us know in the comments below or in the chat if you're watching live. It's usually the other way around. Oh, okay. Holy cow. I did not mean for that. All these YouTube videos are just starting without my permission. How dare. Like Benedict stopping Tom from talking. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think it's a great thing. All right. So, keeping it in the superhero vein, we got a lot of superhero talk. The trailer came out for the final Venom 3 trailer. And, I think it looks neat. Like, there's nothing... Like, I like the previous trailer. I don't think this builds upon the previous trailer. I was already sold. So, like, you showing me this, I'm like, okay, I get a little bit more of the story, but I'm already gonna watch it. So, that's kind of where I'm at on this. It's like, okay, we get a little bit more context. It sounds like it's the last ride, but at the same time, I'm like, there's no way... There's no freaking way. Also, the scene that they used for the comedy part at the end, not nearly as good as the Venom horse. The Venom horse was just awesome. There is nothing cooler than that effing Venom horse. But it looks like we're going to be getting a lot of symbiotes coming in and fighting. There we go. There's the Venom horse. That's the important thing. Get the Venom horse shot in there. Yeah. It kind of... All right, so when I'm looking at it in this context, right here, with the Venom horse, it kind of a little bit reminds me of the cartoonishness of the mask. Remember when the dog put the mask on in the mask movie? It kind of, like, in the face, it kind of looks like that. Like, I get it. It's Venom. And because Venom is such a silly kind of character in this trilogy of movies, it kind of works. It kind of works. So the cartoonishness doesn't feel out of place, and it's still freaking great. You can say Venom is a jackass now. Well, I mean, Venom and Eddie are kind of jackasses, but I mean, that's the whole thing. It's supposed to be a buddy cop kind of thing. Like that's the vibe you get from it. Is it's kind of a buddy cop thing. So yeah, I really liked the first Venom. I thought the second one was good. Didn't like it nearly as much as the first one, but I still liked it. So I'm gonna go check it out. Like, yeah, if I have the money. But isn't that always the case?
Mm,
But yeah, did you get a chance to watch this trailer?
yes.
Okay. What were your thoughts, Moon? Have you watched the Venom movies at all?
No.
How sad. How sad. I know they're
Okay,
streaming.
Okay. I'll try to watch them because Venom
Yeah.
is one of my favorite characters, honestly.
Dude, if
And they
you
make
watch
it really
the
fun
first
and
one,
silly.
if
so
you
it's like,
watch the first one, you're gonna be like, oh man, this was so good. You'll watch the second one, you'll be like, it wasn't as good as the first one, and that's okay. That's okay. And then we get to this, but there's also like that whole thing of like, there's a tie-in with Venom and the final Spider-Man. So I would say watch the first two Venom movies, then watch that final Spider-Man because the post-credit scene for that final Spider-Man will make a lot of sense.
but I've been kind of really wanting to find and watch the third Spider-Man at least, just because like I know it has all three of them.
Yeah. It's
it's
got more than
funny.
that in it. It's got more than that, buddy.
Fair.
That's why
Fair.
you need to watch Venom because Venom's very funny.
Fair.
Yeah, Venom's great. I love it. But yeah, what did you think of this trailer? As somebody who hasn't seen the movies, I'm curious about your thoughts on this. It's an
I
interesting
mean, it looks
perspective.
fun. Venom Horse was hilarious, and
Right?
also Venom getting pissed at the gambling.
At the
was
slot
funny.
machine. At the slot machine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Venom
he kicks it. I think you broke my foot.
Venom is kind of a child if you think about it. It's kind of like
Yeah.
it's kind of like an unruly child. Oh, that's it. You know those. Have you ever been to a supermarket and you go to the cereal aisle and you see some kid just having a fucking fit because his mom won't get him the cereal that he shouldn't have because it's just too unhealthy for him, but he's just decided he's gonna make everyone's day more miserable because he can't have his cereal. That's kind of the relationship between Eddie and Venom. A little bit. Like it's that kind of childishness. It pisses me off.
Also,
that
do
we
they
don't
have
get
a
Across
shared
the Spider-Verse
stomach?
game. Do they have? I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Because Venom really likes to eat heads.
They are losers. They are losers. That's true. Yeah, Venom doesn't give head. He takes it. All right. Any final thoughts before we move on to the next topic, the next story? By the way, everything that's on this tab right now, none of that is anime. That's all just general nerdy shit. I haven't even gotten to the anime stuff yet. All right. Moving on. Guys, we finally got an update since they announced Keanu Reeves' Constantine 2. So here's the thing. If you did not hear, people were asking if there was ever going to be a sequel to the Constantine movie starring Keanu Reeves. And it kind of was a thing that was talked about on Stephen Colbert's late night show. And then it just kind of became a thing because the studios realized, oh, people want to see this. And it was like, yeah, people want to see that. So Constantine 2 just got its first major update in months. Lorenzo di Bonaventura, a producer on the upcoming sequel, has confirmed that the screenplay for the DC project is finished. So writing is done on Constantine. Guys, if you haven't seen the first Constantine movie, please do that. Please do that. It is everything that you would expect from a dark, like, DC story. Like, it is dark. It is rated R. You're dealing with demons and the supernatural and all that stuff. It's just, and John Constantine is not a role model at all. Uh, trust me, if any of you were introduced to Constantine on the CW, trust me, that character has been severely watered down because they cannot show 90% of that character on television. They just can't. So please encourage you to go watch that movie. It's so good. Just look up Constantine, Keanu Reeves, find out where it's streaming. You should be good. While speaking with comicbook.com to promote Transformers 1, D. Bonaventura revealed that he hasn't read the finished screenplay for Constantine 2 out of fear that it might not be good. You know, it's in my inbox right now, funny enough. I'm too scared to read it, though, he said. I want it to be good so bad. I probably read it. I'll probably read it in the next few days when I get on an airplane. Akiva Goldsman wrote the screenplay for Constantine 2, replacing Kevin Broadbent and Frank Capello, who scripted the original 2005 movie. The first Constantine movie was released back in 2005, and it starred Reeves as the supernatural exorcist and demonologist John Constantine, who helps a troubled LAPD detective, Rachel Weisz, played by Rachel Weisz, prove that her twin sister's death was not a suicide but something more. The film also starred Shia LaBeouf, Tilda Swinton, and Yiman Honsu, among others, and received mixed reviews from critics, but was a minor commercial success, grossing $230 million worldwide off its $100 million budget. A sequel was announced in September 2022, with Lawrence and Reeves returning as director and star, respectively, from the 2005 film. So yeah, that's already good if they're getting the same actor and the same director together. I think that's wonderful. So, is it like a Starfire situation? I don't think so. No. But yeah, guys, that's it for us so far on this topic as far as how much we're going to read. Now we're going to get everybody's thoughts. All right. Moon, I'm pretty sure I know the answer because this is kind of a cult classic, so it's not like widely passed around. Have you seen the original Constantine movie with Keanu Reeves?
I have actually seen clips of it.
Okay.
I don't remember when. It's been a bit, but I
That's
also am aware of Constantine both in animated spheres and the CW spheres. And yes, I understand he is very watered down in the
Yeah,
CW spheres.
they
I've
cannot.
heard a lot about him. He's done a lot.
I mean, even just the Justice League animated universe, the DC AMU,
Oh yeah.
the DC animated movie universe, they have Constantine in there, and Constantine is still in this animated series. Constantine is still a bit darker and edgier than he is on the CW because it's direct to digital, direct to streaming, direct to DVD, whatever. That's what that was made for, so that they don't have to follow the same censorship that they would have to for like television.
Mm-hmm. But I've
Is
always
he
liked
similar
magic.
to the animated? It's different. It's different. It was an interpretation of Constantine.
Mm.
Now it's not like crazy far off, but he's not British. That's one thing that's different. They didn't have Keanu Reeves try and do a British accent, which thank God. Which this version of Constantine was in Sandman. That would have been cool. But like the story's good. Like you don't typically care that it's not 100% accurate to the comics because the story, the characters, all of it is just really good. Sorry. Just responding with chat. But you were saying, Moon?
Well, just that I really like magic. A lot of magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking Doctor Strange is my favorite hero out of the MCU, just because I love magic.
Yeah.
And every time I've seen Constantine in anything, it's always been some fun stuff.
Yeah,
and he's usually pretty fucking funny. So like, I do really want to see this movie. I just don't know where to watch it.
I will find it. I will look it up and find out for you, buddy.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, so I'm intrigued in what a second one's gonna be like too.
Mm. Yeah, same. Anything else?
Well, since we're at least on the topic of Keanu Reeves, on an
Mm-hmm.
unrelated note, I finally got to finish watching the Sonic Prime series on Netflix because we have that at my mom's house.
You can watch it. You can watch the movie on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime
Okay, cool.
Video. It is available
I think I
there.
have a way to do that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm excited for Keanu Reeves as Shadow. Oh my god. Oh, he's such a perfect pick for that.
You have Constantine
Oh,
on
I can't
Blu-ray.
wait.
Hell yeah, dude. That's good. All right, let's talk about the next one. Kelsey Grammer confirms talks about Beast's MCU return after the Marvels cameo. Kelsey Grammer could be ready to unleash his beast on the Marvel Cinematic Universe again. For those of you that did not watch the Marvels, there was a post-credit scene that actually had Beast portrayed by Kelsey Grammer, though this was a CG Beast, not Kelsey Grammer and a bunch of makeup and everything. And to be fair, he Kelsey Grammer's Beast showed up in like um, the absolute worst of the X-Men trilogy, but he didn't do a bad job. Like, it was absolutely believable that he could play Hank McCoy. The Frasier star confirms some conversations have happened with Marvel about a potential return for his character after a cameo in the Marvels. Speaking with comicbook.com, Grammer was asked whether he'd reprise his role as Beast in future MCU projects. While Grammer couldn't get into details, he revealed talks with Marvel took place after the overwhelming positive response to his appearance in the Marvel's post-credit scene. There's nothing I could talk about, Grammer said. What I do know is that there was a huge sort of outburst when I showed up at the end of the Marvels. I guess it was. I guess it was. The response was really almost. It wasn't expected. There'd be some response, but it was pretty overwhelming, and there are some conversations. So basically, here's my thing. I don't think he's coming back as into the MCU permanently. He's not going to come back and be Beast moving forward. I think that what is being talked about is probably Secret Wars, where they are going to grab all these multiversal characters and everything. And as many people have been, there's so many people who've been saying that they thought Deadpool and Wolverine was like the end of the whole Fox verse, side of things. I'm like, no, that's still available because we're still in the multiverse saga. And they're saying that Secret Wars is going to be the end of the multiverse saga when it happens. So I'm thinking we'll probably get him returning as Hank McCoy once more in Secret Wars. So there you go. Did you watch the Fox X-Men stuff at all, Moon?
Oh yeah, tons of it.
Okay, so you
'Cause
know,
I've seen X-Men, X2, X3, Days of Future Past.
yeah, I think it was
Um,
X3 was when he showed up. Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah. All right, so
and
uh,
that
did you
reminds me
know?
the ending
Did you
of
know that he did that cameo in the Marvels?
no, because I have not seen the Marvels.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will just see if I can grab an image for you so you can see it. Beast the Marvels. Yeah, that is probably the best image. And instead of him in all that makeup, he actually looks more in line with the comic books. So let me open image in a new tab. There you go. That's what he looked like. I don't know if you're looking at the stream, but I can screen share it with you. Well, actually, I can just copy the image and send it to you. That'd be a bit easier. But just for the stream, just for the purpose of the stream, I'm letting them see the image. So, in case you didn't see the Marvels, there you go. That's what he looked like. And that's actually, again, that's a pretty accurate to the comics version of Beast. You
Mm-hmm.
know, pretty accurate. So I hope we get a scene with him and have Fantastic Four characters. Yeah, for Secret Wars. No, I mean I'm willing to bet that they're gonna go all out for the stuff. All right, we're finally done with general nerdy. You ready to start talking gaming? Okay, don't everybody sound all enthusiastic at once. Moon,
Yay.
you ready to talk gaming?
Yay.
Moon, did you hear what PlayStation did with their PlayStation Pro or the PS5 Pro?
Not entirely.
$800.
So
Yeah.
no one's buying that anytime
Yeah.
soon.
So the PS5 Pro is going to have upgraded GPU. They're upgrading the GPU that has 67% more compute units. By the way, this doesn't even have a fucking disk drive in it, and it doesn't come with the good controllers either. Like, you're paying $800 for just the system. You still have to, okay, advanced ray tracing, AI driven upscaling. Like, all of this stuff is stuff that can already happen on PC. It's like, dude, I could buy a PC that runs better than this PS5 for that amount of money. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Other enhancements include the PS5 Pro Game Boost and can apply to more than 8,500 backward compatible PS4 games. Like, I have just a general PS5, guys. I have like a basic PS5. It's got a disc drive. Yeah, I'm not. I don't see the point in this. This is just really stupid. Yeah, you get the basic controller. They're like for $800. My guys, I hate to be that guy, but if you're gonna pay $800 for a system, it better suck and fuck me. Like, I'm sorry to be that crude or that crass. Oh, I'm sorry. It's $700. $700. PS5 Pro console will be available this holiday at a manufacturer's suggested retail price of $699.99 USD. It will include a 2 terabyte SSD, a dual sense wireless controller, and a copy of Astro's Playroom pre-installed on every PS5 Pro purchase. It is available as a diskless console with the option to purchase the currently available disk drive for PS5 separately. So you have to pay $700 for this bare bones ass PlayStation. And then if you want all the extra accessories that you would expect with a PlayStation, you have to shell out more money for those. Sony, go fuck yourself. Like, dude, this has just been L after L after L. Like, you remember when PlayStation was like on top and now they're just kind of like, the only reason they're treading water is because like the others, like, if Nintendo was like killing it right now, they would be bodying Sony. If Xbox was killing it or just doing halfway decent, like above good, if they were just at like great, they would be bodying Sony right now. It's just that everybody's all in that like mid-tier meh kind of thing, and then they constantly keep doing this shit. It's like, listen, you corporate hacks, stay the fuck away from this. Like, dude, no. If you should not spend 700. Now, here's the thing. I think it actually is $800 because they haven't even factored in tax yet. This is so annoying. Anyhow, what are your thoughts, my guy? What be your thoughts on this?
So the only reason I ever bought a PlayStation 4 was just so I could get Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I have stopped keeping up with consoles except from maybe Nintendo.
The only reason that I have a PS5, like I didn't get an Xbox, like the new Xbox stuff. I didn't get it at all because I'm like, what's the point? If I can have Game Pass on PC, I'm playing all the same games. And I'm happy for that. I'm cool with that cuz I can play it the day it launches. The day a game launches, if I want to play that and it's on Game Pass, I can just download it on Game Pass and play it. And I'm gonna say that like Xbox actually is kind of winning at the moment because the games and how quickly you can get the games and you don't have to pay like a crap ton for said games. Uh, yeah. So there's that. The only reason I have a PS5 is because Sony's exclusivity bullshit is the only thing that's keeping PlayStation afloat.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is their whole thing about like and now it's starting to get to the point where dev studios are like, yeah, nah, we're going to PC because like yes, there are people that still play console, but it's slowly dying out. Consoles are going away. Everybody's moving to PC because it's just and I'm not saying PC master race. That's not what I'm saying. But because of how easy it is to swap stuff out in PC, to like change out things, to upgrade your PC, and it doesn't like you don't have to pay the price of a full effing console each time. You just upgrade one part at a time in your PC and you can slowly do that and it just works. Like it does typically work if you put it together right. Man, Xbox isn't even planning a new console. Yeah, not from what I've heard. They're just gonna die in the PC ocean. No, they're not gonna die in the guys. Xbox, the Microsoft game divisions, that Xbox stuff, all of that, like that's still gonna keep going on even if they're doing it via PC. There's also, guys, PlayStation Pro, they're having to throw all this stuff out there and make it sound really, really cool because the simple fact of the matter is a halfway decent PC is equal to a PS5 as far as specs and stuff go. Now,
Mm-hmm.
if you actually are throwing money, like legit money into your PC, you have outclassed. Like I don't have the best computer on like the market. I'm not like a pro gaming PC. I'm slightly above okay though. Like I'm in the good range. Like on my way to great. Like I've got some really good hardware in here, and I can game really really well. I guarantee you, dude. I guarantee you, if I put Cyberpunk on the highest settings, the craziest highest like destroy this thing is going to like pull a lot of juice from my computer stuff. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I can play Cyberpunk at that, but on console, you just can't. You can't. There's just so many more things that you can do. And I'm just talking base game. I haven't even started talking mods yet. And the amount of games that come out on PC that are indie games that don't see console life, my guy. So yeah, this is just giving more and more people a reason to jump to PC.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's doing. But yeah, I'm curious. You've heard my rant. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments or in the chat. And Moon, final thoughts on this before we move on to two sad gaming news and one really funny gaming news.
I don't really have much to say on this. Just like I'm not surprised, honestly.
Yeah.
I knew the prices would just go up eventually, and like here we are. This is why I'm really glad I got my computer when I did, because this thing runs a lot at full spec, if not close
That's
to
why
full spec.
that's
So it's
why I'm
like,
trying to get I've realized how I'm going to get my brother to play a bunch of the games that I know he would enjoy. 100%. I'm I'm going to have to get with some people and we're going to have to gift him like some of these games that were out on PlayStation that he should definitely play. Like, oh, I don't know, The Last of Us. He has never played The Last of Us. He is the big now the thing that's the thing that's surprising isn't that he hasn't played The Last of Us. It's that he's a huge zombie fan and he hasn't played The Last of Us.
accurate.
Arguably the best zombie story ever told. Now, what's funny is he's watched The Last of Us, and I'm like, it's not the same, my guy. There are differences, massive ones. You need to play this game. It's so good, and it's gonna hurt you way more. Like if you thought the show hit you in the feels, no 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 no. Play the game. You were gonna cry like a little bitch. It's so good. It's so good. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. More gaming news. Blade Runner 2033's publisher's gaming staff resigns after negotiation. Holy shit. Let's dig into this just to give context real quick. In a shocking move, indie darling publisher Annapurna Interactive's gaming staff resigned after a negotiation breakdown. A salesperson has confirmed that the current developments will not affect any of the publisher's existing deals, but many partners are still faced with uncertainty. According to a report by Bloomberg, later verified by IGN, the entirety of Annapurna Interactive's gaming staff has resigned following a dispute with the entity's owner, the daughter of billionaire Larry Ellison, Megan Ellison. President of Annapurna Interactive, Nathan Gary, and his team had been negotiating with Megan Ellison to spin off the video game division as a separate entity. However, when Ellison pulled out of talks, Sanchez, the executive team, and around 24 staff members resigned. In a joint statement to Bloomberg, Gary and the group said all 25 members of the Annapurna Interactive team collectively resigned. They continued, "This was one of the hardest decisions we have ever had to make, and we did not take this action lightly." A representative for Annapurna confirmed that the parties were involved in negotiations to spin off the gaming division as a separate entity, but once negotiations failed, many tendered their resignations. The publisher is a subsidiary of Annapurna Pictures and has made a name for itself by partnering with small developers and releasing critically acclaimed indie darlings since its inception in 2016. Games such as Stray, What Remains of Edith Finch, and The Unfinished Swan have won multiple awards, and the company has become synonymous with quality output. Okay, of those three titles, the only one I'm aware of and have played is Stray, and oh my god, Stray was so good. All right. Annapurna's latest deals are not in jeopardy. During the negotiations, Annapurna brought back its co-founder Hector Sanchez, who had since gone to work with Epic Games and now fills the role of president of Interactive and New Media. Both Bloomberg and IGN report that Sanchez has spoken to partner developers and assured them that Annapurna would honor its existing contracts. A spokesperson for Annapurna confirmed to IGN that they would be dealing with the workforce vacuum by backfilling roles and partnering with third parties to find new employees. For her part, Ellison told Bloomberg, "Our top priority is continuing to support our developer and publishing partners during this transition." You can't see it, but I'm making the big jack off mood. Um, yeah, this is corporate bullshit that you're hearing right now, guys. This is really cool. They were like, "Fine, you don't want to go negotiate? Fuck you. We're walking." That takes balls, my guy. That takes balls. You know how many people's like families or food and all that shit is riding on this? I hope all of these people get picked up and hired by someone much better immediately. Immediately, I hope these guys get hired. Like, that's some badass shit right there. Like, that is walking in, swinging a giant dick move. That is so cool. And once again, because of how these negotiations are happening, it just raises one more thing that we need protections for workers in the gaming industry. That's why I think the games industry should have a union. Like, developers should have a seat at the table. Uh, to be fair, if we had a union from the get go, we probably wouldn't have had all these loot boxes and all this nonsense. Like, because the gaming industry is like the Wild West. There's not a lot of regulation right now. And a union would have a stronger presence when talking to the government about the business of gaming. And so we could have forced a lot of this stuff. Imagine a world where Battlefront 2 didn't come out as kind of a pay to win setup, like with that insane loot box stuff. Like, they got rid of the loot boxes, all that stuff, but if they never had that fiasco to begin with, and the game had just been what it was and what it continued to be as time went on, that would have actually seen. There are so many things that could have been potential successes that became immense failures based on unchecked corporate greed in the gaming community. But yeah, this is why I push for, like, I'm not saying unions should run everything, but there's a reason why you have to have like checks and balances and the safety net, because if those things don't exist, then you get this shit, like unfettered, uncontrolled greed. Alrighty, Moon, anything you want to say, or have I kind of talked too much?
I mean, you kind of covered everything I could say, really.
I mean, this is just kind of a baller move. This is thugging.
Yeah.
All right. Now we got to talk about layoffs, guys. Microsoft Gaming Division lays off 650 employees. In a memo to staff, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer announced that the division will be laying off 650 employees following a previous cut of 1,900 staff members. The Xbox chief clarified that the changes were due to Microsoft's acquisition of Activision and Bungie, and no studios will be closed. Or I'm sorry, Activision Blizzard, not Bungie. Why the fuck did I say Bungie? In a memo obtained by IGN on September 12th, Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer announced the company would be laying off 650 employees. This follows the last round of cuts in June of this year, which saw 1,900 jobs being lost, studios closed, and projects canceled. This totals 2,550 employees cuts. The 3 studios closed during Microsoft's 2024 fiscal year, which came as a result of the gaming giant's $69 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. In the memo, Spencer stated that those affected will be in corporate and support functions. So this is not a bunch of developers. This is predominantly on the Microsoft side. And kind of, if you want an oversimplification of what's happening, during the pandemic, right? The gaming sphere got a huge boom. The gaming industry got a massive boom because everybody was staying at home. And if they're all staying at home, they're playing games and all this other stuff. So, like, they saw an influx in money. And so what did they do with that influx of money? They hired a bunch of people. But every rise has a crash. And unfortunately, that's why you're seeing a lot of these gaming companies doing layoffs left and right, because they were hiring more people on because they got more ambitious with their projects, and they didn't kind of prep for the fall. You know, what goes up has to come down. And it's not necessarily that they didn't plan properly. It's just that all signs were pointing at this not dropping. But unfortunately, you know, everything has to drop. And this is where you land on it. Now, there are a lot of people who, when they did their resignations, that did not even give bare decency of a corporate entity, of just like, hey, you're going to be let go. You have X amount of days. You know, they just tell them. Their employees find out over Twitter from a PR announcement. That's fucking disgusting. So at least Spencer did some of this shit right, because he sent out a company a company announcement. He didn't just post on social media and suddenly 650 people were like, well, fuck, guess I'm out of a job. No, that's not what happened. He did it through the company, talking to the employees as you're supposed to. It's sad that I have to stand up and praise somebody for doing the bare minimum, but that's where we're at right now with these fucking studios. But yeah. Now, it may be that he did this because the cuts are coming on the corporate side of things, which I find hilarious. But yeah, a lot of this, from the sound of things, a lot of this is a lot of the corporate people that were in charge of Blizzard and Activision. They're getting axed. I was like, yeah, we don't need you guys. There's a lot of roles that were part of Activision and Blizzard that when Microsoft acquired them, they no longer need. So basically, they're downsizing certain parts of the company that are unnecessary. And I'm not saying it doesn't suck for those people who are losing their jobs, but at the same time, I'm not going to shed any tears for them. That's just kind of where I'm at. Like, it's different if studios are closing down and like people are losing their jobs and they don't, like, developers who work hard on all the things that they put out. I have love for them, but I have no love whatsoever for the corporate side of gaming. Not at all. In fact, double this. It should be twice the amount, because so many bad decisions have been made via corporate that if the developers had just been allowed to just work and put out the products that they believed in, I think the gaming industry as a whole would be so much better for it. Rising tide lifts all boats, as the saying. I think that's the saying. I don't know. Moon, what are your thoughts on this? Now that I've given out a lot more details and kind of a light explanation.
Like, it'd be better if they didn't, fire people. They could easily just, instead of a lot of the higher ups making so much money, they could just take pay cut and,
Once again, I care not for the corporate side, because the corporate side's where all the money is. So they're actually saving a lot of money by getting rid of the corporate.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I have no sympathy for them whatsoever.
Well, that depends on how high up on the corporate side they are.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, once again, a lot of this is redundancy, where it's like, we don't need these roles in Activision Blizzard because Microsoft already has these roles, and we don't need to double or triple or even quadruple up on these roles. So we're like, a lot of it's not even just like these people are losing their jobs. Like, that job shouldn't exist anymore because we already have somebody for that. And we're not going to suddenly take you and put you on the Microsoft side because we already got a guy doing that and they do that great. That's kind of how I see it. I mean, it's the most simplistic version of some of what's happening. Anyhow, ready for the next one? We got one more thing of gaming layoffs, and this is the funny one. Rocksteady suffers layoffs after Suicide Squad killed the Justice League underperformance. My guys, this is fucking hilarious to me, because when you put out garbage like this, because thankfully I haven't played it, but like, I have seen enough gameplay to know I would never purchase this at all. I wouldn't even drop $5 on this game. Like, yeah, see, I said it and immediately Spider goes deserved. I don't even have to read anything. But just to quickly get through this, let me refresh this. There we go. Rocksteady Studios has been hit by layoffs following the underperformance of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the developer's first major title since 2015's Batman Arkham Knight. Man, you remember when Rocksteady just made awesome comic book games?
Yeah.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. The layoff trended. The layoff trend has seen other AAA developers, including Epic Games, Bungie, EA, Activision, and Riot, make staff cuts in recent years. Rocksteady staff informed Eurogamer of the layoffs occasioned by the commercial failure of the Suicide Squad game. Per the publication, Rocksteady's QA department was cut down over the past month, from 33 team members to 15, with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League's poor sales directly cited as the primary reason for the restructure. The Rocksteady job losses extended beyond QA. Staff members affected by the job cuts include many junior staff and several team members who have been with the company for over 5 years. Staff members who requested anonymity insisted Rocksteady's QA department job losses, which affected team members with specialized knowledge, would leave their remaining colleagues with a treacherous workload. Rocksteady senior management acknowledged product quality could suffer as a result. Suffer more than what it was when you made this crap game? I'm sorry, dude. My pity well is bottomed out. I have no sympathy for what's happening here. You all made this absolute travesty of a video game. I just no, my guy, no. Moon, do you have a dog in this fight? Do you have a comment at all, or?
I'm not surprised. That's about all I can say.
Yeah.
Because they handled like a whole lot of shit.
Gotcha. All right, we got two more gaming things that we got to talk about. And now we're on Anime News Network. So, recreating a video game classic with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's Naoki Hamaguchi and Yoshinori Kitase and Teruki Endo. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Guys, I want you all to read it yourselves. But basically, they sat down and did an interview. The interview below contains some spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, just a heads up. But what balancing challenges and things like that, they kind of go into talking about, hey, what are some of the challenges from updating this crazy? And if you see me scrolling through this, it's a lot, my dude. It's a lot. So I highly recommend you checking this out, because we're not going to check all of it. We're not going to. But they go into talking about all sorts of stuff, like the skill trees, balancing challenges with the new gameplay model and all that versus Disc 2 of Final Fantasy VII, which is what this actually is. Rebirth is just Disc 2. But yeah, I'll read what balancing challenges did you face when expanding the world and playing playable characters from Remake to Rebirth? And then Endo says, so firstly, one major difference is that the number of characters significantly increases within the two titles, so balance adjustments were necessary. With Rebirth, a new system was added, the synergy ability and the synergy skills in terms of battle. This had to be done considering the existing attributes of the characters, and then readjusting based on those to create these abilities and skills. What was the impetus for automating the weapon skill system as opposed to how it was used in Remake? Okay. Looking into Remake, the growth mechanics were fewer in terms of the player choosing the passive skill for each for the characters and such. But then in Rebirth, this was increased to including the synergy mechanic, as we touched on, as well as the affinity between the characters impacting their abilities and skills as part of the overall growth mechanics. So all of these were added as new growth mechanics for Rebirth. The underlying mindset in consolidating these systems is when I considered adding all of these individual systems to the title. I thought this would require the players to be more mindful and take time and care to look into each of them. And when thinking of that, I thought the best way would be to consolidate these into one skill tree where all of these new changes can be observed through the skill tree. I'm so happy you're asking me this. It's a pretty niche question, he says. So, yeah, if you could just get a good sense for all of the stuff that they're talking about, this is freaking this is so freaking like nerdy and right up my alley. And if it's up yours, I highly encourage you guys to go and check it out, like read the full interview for yourselves. We don't really have a lot to comment on in this particular instance. We're just kind of chilling, big chilling on this one. It's just, dude, there's this really cool interview with the devs for 7 Rebirth. Go check it out. That's kind of where we're at. Alrighty. Last one, and this is one that my brother has been following and talking about. Now, for those of you who are seeing this image right here for the YouTube, I want to let you know that okay, so if you have Dead Rising and the new Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster is a Capcom game, and so they can put skins on the character for that. They have a Leon version, and as you can see here, this is Ashley from Resident Evil 4. That outfit, but on oh my god. But yeah, why did I suddenly blank on the guy's name? On the main character for Dead Rising. It's really, really funny. So we go into this. I am muting this. But yeah, they talk a bit and then they start showing the outfits. So really quickly, I just want to quickly show you guys some of this. It's Frank. Duh. Okay. So we get here and they're showing off different skins. So a lot of them are Resident Evil themed. So there you go. You get Frank as a licker. Then you've got Tyrant. Then you've got then we've got Dr. Salazar, the chainsaw guy from RE4, RPD, Ashley. So just a bunch of different okay. Then we've got Raccoon City Sheriff outfit from the RE2 remake. Oh my god, that's another thing we get to do soon, Moon. When we finally have time to get together, we will be able to continue your RE2 run.
I can do that at home now.
Yeah, RE2 remake. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can stream it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can finally stream it. But yeah. So a bunch of different ones, including Ken. So there's a lot of options that they're showing off here. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And what's really funny is she is part of the team that's working on the game, but she never played the original. But they thought it would be really funny to have him just run around in Ashley's outfit. And if you guys don't remember anything or you never played Dead Rising, it's literally you're an investigative journalist that has been dropped into a mall that is completely zombie infested, and you're trying to help people, save them. And it's literally how can you kill zombies in kind of some of the most fun and silly ways possible. It's absolutely hilarious. Like, if you just want a fun time smashing some zombies, you don't want to have like an overcomplicated plot. You don't want to think too much about what all's going on and how much is at stake with this, that, and the other. Dude, this game got you covered. This is not the Thinking Man zombie one. This is just like, okay, yeah, because you pick up a skateboard and you just skateboard through the mall and you just kill zombies by rolling over them with a skateboard. You can go to the hardware store in the mall, because this is like early 2000s mall, like late 90s, early 2000s mall, where they still had like a bunch of stuff. Yes, you are literally going to kill people with a shopping cart. Yes, absolutely. You are going to kill zombies with like toy swords. You're also going to be able to kill zombies with chainsaws and lawnmowers and all sorts. Like, if you can think it, it will happen in this game. There are so many ways to kill zombies in this game. It's so much fun. Will there be a season 2? My guy, there are already 3 seasons of Kaguya-sama Love is War. Will there be a season 2? Are you out of your damn mind? Go on Crunchyroll and look it up. But yeah, showed some interesting gameplay, and then also you're gonna have to fight some kind of psycho humans who just kind of lost it because of this whole situation. But it's campy. It's not supposed to be taken seriously. It's played for like over the top, kind of sort of comedic. Like, just trust me on this. It's kind of campy. It's like it's not as silly as like Lollipop Chainsaw, but it's kind of in that vein of silly. You're still gonna seriously try and kill things. And yeah, the dev preview looked good. This reminded me, dude. All right, so he's in kind of a robot outfit here with a sword, just running through zombies. You know, you can beat zombies to death with a mannequin. It's the yeah. All right, you can throw these discs, right, and then you can have a mod that makes them explode. So now you throw like CDs and stuff. Yeah, a throwable object will now explode. Bam, bam. So there's like little, but for the most part, this feels like the original game. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. The whole point of Dead Rising. Now, I never did play Dead Rising 2, which maybe I should have. I don't know. But so just if any of you have played Sunset Boulevard, it feels kind of like that. It's like Sunset Boulevard had kind of that feel to it. And yes, there are guns in here. You could shoot them. But this is supposed to be taking place in like middle America, like Colorado or something. But yeah, it's kind of where we're at. I think Raccoon City was supposed to be in Colorado, if I remember correctly. But yeah. What the freaking heck did I just jump into? Also, how many knew about the Seed Destiny and Freedom deal with Nick? I didn't. Yeah. But yeah, this is Dead Rising. It has been updated. It doesn't look too terribly different from its original. If you've never played the original Dead Rising, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I know my brother definitely is. He knows a lot more as to what's going on with this, but we just kind of wanted to show a little bit so you guys could see what was going on. The game will debut digitally on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam in just 4 days. So September 19th is when it's coming out. The remastered game will feature 4K high-fidelity graphics, 3D audio support, voiceover in 9 different languages, and an autosave feature and various quality of life changes. That's right. There wasn't an autosave feature before. You had to go to a specific location if you wanted to save. So that's going to make things a lot better. Capcom released the first Dead Rising game for Xbox 360 in 2006. So it is 18 years old. The game was later ported for the Nintendo Wii under the Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop in 2009. I love that, Chop Till You Drop. The first game spawned 3 sequels in 2010, 2013, and 2016. The first game was also re-released on PS4, Windows, and Xbox One for its 10th anniversary back in 2016. What? All right. That being said, I'm kind of looking forward to this. I hope this does well. I really do. And now we get on to the next topic. Now we're talking anime. Moon, I don't think this is one that you watch, but it is one that we've talked about quite a bit.
Yes.
Shangri-La Frontier. Now, guys, keep in mind this trailer, I do encourage you to watch it. I know what's going on because I'm a manga reader, but at the same time, it doesn't have subtitles right now. But the staff for the television anime of Katarina's Shangri-La Frontier web novel revealed the theme song artists on Thursday for the anime's second season. Lisa is performing the opening theme song Queen for the new season's first chorus. And Otaha is performing the ending theme song Anya no Dancer, Dancer in the Dark Night. The below video previews Lisa's song, which I'm here for that because Lisa's good. The rest of it is just basically info that we've already covered. Guys, if you have not checked out Shangri-La Frontier, that's one of those ones I highly encourage you to watch and definitely take a look at. All right. All right. I now have all of the stories up there. So, yeah, highly encourage that. Think you would Shangri-La Birdman. You're not wrong. But yeah, Shangri-La Frontier, pretty freaking good. If you like video game stories, this is one of those that you could definitely appreciate because it's not a fucking isekai. Like it is a VR game, but you're aware that it's a VR game, even though it feels like very kind of real. But basically, I don't want to say anything about this other than like it deals with video games and there's VR. And yeah, you've got this kid that is your main character that plays this guy in a bird mask, and there's a reason why he looks the way he does. And that's all I'm going to say. Like, if you haven't checked it out, just go watch an episode. I think you'll really enjoy it. And it's kind of like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. All right, Moon. You want to read the next one or take over on the next one? We've talked about this a couple of times now.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, this is something that we've kind of talked about with the Apothecary Diaries manga stuff. Yeah. So we don't have to go into all the backstory, by the way, because we've talked about
I'll try not to go. I'll try to cut it off. But manga creator Neko Kurage posted a statement on their official Twitter account on Monday after they were handed down a suspended sentence for tax evasion on July 24th. Oh, geez, pardon me. Neko Kurage apologized for the inconvenience the tax evasion case has caused and stated that they are sincerely reflecting on the incident after receiving the verdict. Neko Kurage reported that they are currently receiving support from a trusted tax accountant and vowed that nothing like this will happen again in the future. Neko Kurage stated that they plan to continue working on the Apothecary Diaries manga as a way of atonement and showing gratitude to the readers who still want to read their work despite the circumstances, and to the people involved who still decided to allow them to continue working on the manga. It's a bunch of Japanese.
Yeah, that's basically that's the tweet.
Yeah, that's really it.
And then everything else here is just kind of backstory about what happened. Guys, if you want to know all the backstory, you can read it in its full entirety right here. But yeah, there's a lot. Also, it has been confirmed we are what is with mangaka and tax evasion. It's not all of them. It's a small amount, actually. It's like a 1%, but the percentage is like 1%, but that's still kind of high. But yeah, if you want to read the whole thing, links in the doobly-doo. Wait, what would you say to someone creating a mechanized waifu isekai tensei story similar to Knights and Magic? Dude, you say that, Moon, do you even know what Knights and Magic is?
I've heard of it.
See, there, yeah, he has no idea. No idea. Don't bother him with that, man. Speaking of mechs, though, Moon, you want to cover this one too? I want to give you like some stuff because I've covered so much already. I'll let you have a chance.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Disney Plus Canada adds 11 Macross anime. The Canadian version of the Disney Plus platform is now streaming the following anime from the Macross franchise. Macross Plus Movie Edition, Macross 7, the movie, The Galaxy's Calling Me, Macross Frontier, The False Songstress, Macross Frontier, The Wings of Farewell, Macross FB7, the movie, Listen to My Song, Macross Frontier, Labyrinth of Time, Macross Delta, the movie, Passionate Valkyrie. I think it's supposed to be Valkyrie. Macross Delta Zetai Live. The official Macross website announced in March that the Star brand of Disney Plus will stream numerous anime from the Macross franchise in 2024.
Yeah, there we go.
I don't think I need to remember the rest of that.
Yeah, we don't have to do the rest of that. So big news if you have a VPN. Yeah, and you want to watch a bunch of Macross on Disney. that's actually probably the biggest announcement of stuff I've seen Disney put. It's like, oh, Disney can do marketing that's not Marvel and Star Wars. What? Oh, did you get a chance to watch this trailer?
Orange is the Flag. I have not actually.
Yeah, I didn't think you did. I tried to give you a chance because I posted all of this in the middle of the like early afternoon yesterday.
Mm.
But,
Yeah, yesterday was a rough one, so
okay.
didn't quite get to do much.
Yeah. All right. So I did watch this trailer. I'm not 100% sure what all is going on here, but it's so fucking visually good. And I'm going to give this a chance because it's Orange. It's Orange Studios, guys. If you guys don't know, they're the people that did the Twilight series. Or not Twilight, fucking Trigun. They did Trigun. Trigun Stampede. And if you're like, oh, I don't like Trigun Stampede because it doesn't lie, it's not the same as the anime. Well, the anime is not the anime that you're talking about, the old school anime. Strayed so far off of the manga. This is the Trigun Stampede is actually more in line with the manga. So good for you. You're wrong. But yeah, that's where we're at right now. I saw this. I thought it looked pretty interesting. I don't fully get what is going on here. It's got like mechs and like jellyfish. I'm not 100% sure what's going on here, but it looks intriguing and I want to know more. Need to know more intensifies. Okay, guys, I was super happy to see this. This is one of those shows that I think flew under the radar. When everybody's like, oh man, isekai, trash. It's like when I started watching this, I was like, yeah, this is going to be isekai trash. It just kept getting better. I'm so glad it's got a season 2. This is an underrated anime. If you have not checked it out, highly encourage you to check out Reincarnated Aristocrat. That's the shorthand, but the full thing is, as a reincarnated aristocrat, I use my appraisal skill. Yeah. So, as a reincarnated aristocrat, I'll use my appraisal skill to rise in the world. Just reincarnated aristocrat is all you need to know. This is a good damn show. If you have not checked it out, jump on Crunchyroll, watch this fucking show. It's good. Also, if you're looking for a good manga to read, just found out that this is getting an anime, and I cannot wait. If you have not gone on to Shonen Jump and checked out Blue Box, what the frick are you doing? Go read that shit. It's so good. Yes, it's a girl that plays basketball, a guy that plays badminton. It's not about the sports. That's the funny thing. It's like partially about the sports, but like, dude, I have never related to a main character so fucking fast. Like this dude, how he is in his own head, where he constantly talks to himself and gets in his own way. It pisses me off because I'm like, that's just me. That's me. That's all my negative thoughts talking me out of having a relationship. Oh, it's so good. It's such a good series. You should definitely watch it. Anyhow, the staff for the television anime of Miraijin A's Reincarnated Aristocrat light novel series revealed the first promotional video on Monday for the show's second season. The below video reveals the show's September 29th debut on the Agaru anime time slot on CBC, TBS, and 26 other affiliated channels across Japan. The video also reveals the previews Passcode's opening theme song, Skill Awake, and Yuki Tanaka performs the ending theme song, Familiar. The video reveals 3 new cast members, seen below, and the returning characters. So I'm not going to go too much into this. I already said my piece. I think it's really good. Moon, I am aware that you have no dog in this fight, so I'm not going to push you to say something on this one. All right. This is I brought this last story up because I did not realize that Tower of God wasn't a 12-episode season 2. It was a 24-episode season 2. Yeah, so we're only in the first half. So the official Twitter account for Tower of God anime revealed Stray Kids will perform the new opening and ending songs for the second season of the anime. The songs will appear in the anime starting on October 6th. So, yeah, it's going to be a 24 season. I know some people are already saying cores. Cores are when they are broken apart. This is just continuing on. This is just one whole season. Yeah, Stray Kids. They're the ones that did the opening theme song for the first series, which is funny because I don't remember the opening theme for season 1 at all. I just don't. I probably didn't watch. I probably didn't check it out. But Stray Kids performed the season 1 opening theme Top, the Japanese version, and ending theme song Slump. The new season debuted, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan of this season. I'm just not. I'm glad that it got a season 2, but the art has not been the greatest. There are people that are already falling off on Tower of God, and I can absolutely understand. I'm like, dude, what you all need to do is just read the freaking webtoon. Like, do that. I swear to God, this is when we said this is where it starts. This is where it starts. Trilogy, it is truly GOAT. Read it at your local library. Why would I go to the library? Dude, my library is not going to carry that. But also, I'm going to just enjoy the series and not read the books yet. If I like the series, I'll read the books. But, like, bro, if I'm going to read it, I'll jump on Kindle. Libraries are not dead, dude. I go to a library. But one of the reasons to go to the library just died because I was given a printer just now. So that's a thing. All right. So, that being said, we are now going to move away from the news because we're done with the news. We're going to do those 3 reviews. So, we are now going to talk about this week's episodes for Oshi No Ko. We're going to talk about Slime, the new episode of Slime. And we're going to talk about the new episode of Tower of God. If you want a quickie non-spoiler review, this week everything was just kind of okay. All 3 episodes were just kind of okay. Nothing like really. I think out of all 3, I think Slime had the best episode this week. Just if I'm comparing the 3, the reason why I think Oshi No Ko was just kind of meh this week is because I already knew where the story was going because of course manga reader.
Same.
Yeah. So this
For
is
once.
like. But if you're an anime only, this is really, really good. Okay, Robert, do you know how much Audible books cost? I do. I don't have that kind of money. Unless you're buying it for me, it ain't happening. Also, right now, the books I'm listening to on Audible, I'm listening to the Solo Leveling light novels because I have to stay in solo leveling mode because I'm writing the abridged.
Fair enough.
My guy. And now that we're transitioning over to the reviews, now I can take this moment to stop and just ask this question. So, Moon.
Yes.
Have you started listening to Volume 3 of T-Bait?
Yes.
Yee! For those wondering, I'm talking about the beginning after the end. He's checking out the audiobooks for that. I gifted him the omnibus for 1 and 2 previously, and I got to use my Audible points because you get like every month you get like
credit or
credit 1 credit, and I used my credit to get him the watch more Oshi No Ko, but you don't have high dive. Well, that sucks.
Fair. That's
Anyhow, yeah. That's where we're at. We'll just read it. Go on to Manga Plus and read it, my dude. That's all you got to do. Anyhow, but yeah, how you been liking it so far?
It's been good. I'm trying to remember what the last thing was. Homeboy is now a professor.
Oh wow, you're that far in. Okay, so Arthur is a professor. Okay, so you finished the whole adventurer arc. Okay.
Oh that's
you are
done.
now past. You are now officially past where the comics are. Because in the comics, they just got to the Elderwood beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually volume 2.
Yeah. Yeah, to be fair, it's the printed comics in the digital comics that are out. Like they just got, you're probably a book or two behind the comics where they're at digitally. But yeah, it's
Fair
good
enough.
stuff. Yeah, yeah.
But I think the last thing that happened is no. So yeah, he did become a professor, but they're actually going into the guided dungeon tour, essentially.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
So
no,
that's where
that.
I am at, and it's fun.
Yeah.
Um, reuniting with Tess was so wonderful.
You are not kidding, my dude. You are not kidding.
Oh, it
It's
was
so
so
funny.
great.
Yeah, yeah.
And then also the headmaster lady and
Mhm.
her owl wink wink owl wink.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Let's go ahead and review episodes. Spoiler alert is coming up. There we go. It is time to talk about Oshi No Ko. Moon! What happened in this
Yes.
episode?
I told you, Oshi No Ko was the ones I didn't get to catch up with.
Oh, well, fuck you.
So I can comment on what happened, but I can't comment on how the episode looked.
Okay, well. It's the aftermath. It's the aftermath of the play and all that. We find
Ooh.
out that in this episode we learn that the father is dead. We learn that Daddy is dead, and now Aqua doesn't know what to do with himself. Because what am I supposed to do with all this?
Trying to focus on
What am I supposed to do with all this unyielding rage? But basically, yeah, it's like, oh shit, I can live my life now. And suddenly he starts thinking about both Akane and Kana. He's thinking about both of them, and he's like, what should I do? Should I actually pursue a relationship now? Should I pursue love? Like, boy does not know what to do. Meanwhile, we start getting back to Bikomachi and their new song that is being made. And yeah, Ruby is just like gung-ho, we have to get this done. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go too much into it because if you haven't seen it, we're going to talk some spoilers, but like, we're generalizing the episode, but it's still spoilery. So spoiler alert has to go up. And then we get toward the end of the episode finding out that they're going back to the hometown where they were formerly a doctor and a patient. That's where they're going. And then we get this the ending, we see this girl, this new girl, and she's got some birds around her. Wonder what that's about. That's where we're at. That's where we're at right now, guys. This is not the episode. This is kind of like a lull moment as we build up to the next thing. If they end where I expect them to end, jaws are going to be on the floor. There will be jaws on the floor, and I'm so looking forward to it. I think the next episode is going to be definitely a step up from this one because we're going to get more. But like, things are continuing on, and it's like, oh. Also, if you're an anime only, again, I think you really, really enjoyed this episode. But if you're a manga reader like me, you're just like, oh yeah, this is that transition point. And that's what it feels like to me. It's a transition point because I already know what's coming up. And so I'm not like, the only part that I was interested in, I'm going to watch the reactions for it. But the only part that I was interested in was seeing how people reacted to the whole the dad is dead thing. Because I'm laughing so hard about this because I know things that they don't know. Anyway, that's what I give it. I give it like a. I mean, it's still Oshi No Ko. The animation is still fucking phenomenal. It's just not as strong as the others, so I'm gonna give it a 7. Just a solid 7. No 0.5s, no nothing else. Just a 7. It was good. It was just like, but I know things, and because I know things, it impacts me differently. I think if you're only watching the anime, this is probably a solid 8, 8.5, possibly a 9. But I mean, it's still really good. But again, me knowing things definitely hurts and impacts it. Since you weren't able to watch the episode, you're not giving a review.
Fair.
So we move on to Slime.
Yeah.
Oh boy on Slime. Oh boy on
So
Slime.
I had 3 episodes to watch. Oh,
Oh.
it was great.
Well, I only need you to review the most recent episode.
I
So
know, but
so
I
go
kinda
from that
don't
one.
wanna talk.
Break it
Yeah.
down. We've already
Okay,
talked
okay.
about the other two, so no.
Eh.
And
God, let me.
no, you don't. You know what? No, we started over an hour late. We have to get through this quickly
Look,
because
I don't remember what happened in the episode because all 3 went like just rammed together. Okay.
well, that sucks for you. We have
Yeah, fuck
less
off. Give
than
me a second.
no. We have less than 50 minutes before we have to do solo leveling.
Yeah,
Manhwa reading.
I know. I'm literally already on Crunchyroll. I just gotta see what the name of the freaking title is.
Oh, it was literally the Ranga versus Masayuki
That's
fight.
right. And it was fucking hilarious.
And but it also starts
everything
off
I wanted.
but it also starts off with them solving their money issues. Because Dwargo and El Messia show up.
Oh yeah.
So we get that going back and forth. And that's all I'll help you with. You do the rest.
Yeah, so let's see. We start out with yeah, right when Dorgan came in, and essentially it's just, like, so heard you were having a bit of money issues. Tell you what, you helped me out a lot, so let's do just a little bit of a trade thing, okay? Okay, I got your money, you're good. And then it's like, all right, cool, that's a good chunk of what we need. And then the Elven Queen, I forgot her fucking name, she comes in and is like, oh, let me throw in my hand. And he's like, oh, Dorgan's sitting there like, she wants something. And she's sitting there like, oh yes, I very much want something. Turns out the thing she wanted was, shit. It was a culture exchange. No, that wasn't her. That was the other chick. Fuck. What was it she wanted? I don't remember. I know it was just some kind of simple trade that he was like, oh shit, yeah, we could do that. And then she's like, all right, cool. Got the money for you right here. Literally opens her fucking purse, turns it over. 1,000 fucking gold coins pour out.
I think one of the all right. So they had just a general trade, and then afterwards she was asking if she wanted a favor, and that was to talk to Mr. Yoshida, the cook, or the.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes. The guy that makes all the pastries.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
can't blame him for that. Sweets are important.
Oh yeah, the real fun thing was them doing the dick waving contest. Because Elvin Chick is like, okay, here's my aura, and then Rebrew is like, all right, here's mine, ya bitch. And it's like, oh,
the whole thing was that wasn't a dick waving thing. That was literally like, all right, now we're getting serious because you have this primal demon right next to you. What the fuck?
That's right. Yeah, it was about Diablo. And it's like, what you gonna do if he goes on a rampage? He's sitting there like, if he tries to go on a rampage, I'm gonna take care of it. You know what that means, right? If he has to die, fucker's gotta get eaten. Which is more likely what would be happening. He'd just eat him and save him for later, quite literally.
Right.
So yeah, that basically solves all of their money issues. So that's great. And then we get into the tournament, which I was kind of hoping for a whole tournament arc, but no, they put it in this all into this episode.
Actually, some
which,
people were actually really happy that they went through a tournament arc in 2 episodes.
Yeah, that's
they're
fair.
like, that's how you do a tournament. I'm like, no, Yu Yu Hakusho. That's how you.
That's how you do a tournament. Because every fighter that you face does have their own story, and oh my gosh, can they be painful. All right, but yeah, Masayuki versus Gobta. Oh, it was so worth it. I fucking loved it.
It was so worth it to finally see the combo.
Yes. Just All right, I'll finally go all out. Does the whole fucking transformation thing, just slams right into the wall behind Masayuki. God, it's so good. And it was like the perfect amount of build up too. It was like, oh,
This
like
is
yeah,
another
this is gonna
one
be
of
good.
those
This is gonna be
times
good.
where
Whack.
I'm glad where we read ahead, but like, damn, we're so happy we read ahead because like
Oh yeah, this is
slime
stuff we've been waiting on.
executes its funny stuff so well, and
And then
we're just sitting here like, yeah, the tournament's funny, but that's not the main event. Everybody thinks that the tournament's like the main event. No, the dungeon, that's
no,
the main event. I
no,
can't wait for
that's
that.
the main event.
That's next. That's what's coming up this Friday. We're getting the dungeon. I'm so
Mm.
excited for that.
And then also the little back and forth Milim and what's his name, Hakuro have about Gobtas. Like he had this amazing cool form and he fucks it up. Hakuro, yes, my student, he's done well, but boy can he be disappointing. Milim sitting there like, oh, I'ma fix that. Ooh, and then she literally drags them both away. And even poor Raga. Raga sitting like, oh no. You hear him whining as she's dragging him away. Oh shit, that's funny. And then poor Masayuki sitting there like, you know what? I'm gonna step down and it's gonna be okay. They clearly won. Everyone's sitting there like, nah. He just knows he'll wipe the floor with everyone. Masayuki sitting there like, I don't want to die. I fucking love this show. But yeah, no, it gets resolved later after the whole thing. Gopta gets crowned the winner. He gets to be put on the Elite Four, which honestly, in my head, I'm like, really? Is Gopta that strong? But also, when you kind of look at him, the kind of shit he's done, he's gone up against and does go up against. Yeah, Gopta's pretty fucking badass. He just doesn't look it or display it. It's that drunken master effect. He looks like a bumbling idiot, but he's actually kicking your ass. But then later we get to have a good conversation between Masayuki and Rimuru.
Mm-hmm.
Rimuru gets to be all like, so I know you're Japanese. I am too.
Yeah, no, I love that because so many people that I saw that were watching this, they were like, dude, Masayuki just needs to come clean. And then immediately he comes clean. And they're like, dude, they did it all in one episode. That's awesome. This is all I wanted. It's like, just to find
Yeah.
out what the fuck is going on with Masayuki. And then
Like the thing with Masayuki, yeah, he's just being thrown along for the ride. He did a couple of great things that made him the fucking chosen one.
He is literally just a dude that is being pulled along. Like, he doesn't want any of this to happen. He is suffering from success. That is literally Masayuki. Masayuki is suffering from success. That's the best way to describe it, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That being said, let's move on to Tower of God. Did you watch that one?
So I got to watch one episode, but I didn't get to watch the second episode.
No, you just needed to watch this week's episode. That was the point.
Yeah, that was the one I didn't quite get to. Look, I like to keep up with the story, okay?
Oy. I'm mad at your phone company. I'm so mad at your. I said I'm mad at your phone company.
Why the phone? Oh no, yeah, okay, yeah, because that is the problem I had today. Yes.
Yeah. Because if that hadn't been such a problem, you'd have probably had time to do this.
I would have gotten home because like if that would have taken the 5 or 10 minutes I was expecting, I would have gotten home and like
guys,
this would have been way easy.
We're not reviewing Tower of God this week because if I review it, that means I'm spoiling it for him.
Kind of.
Yeah. So here's the thing: Tower of God was like a 5 for me. That's all. Like,
wow.
I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I forgot. Like, dude, the anime makes all this feel so slow. Maybe it wasn't moving that fast. Maybe the anime is moving faster than the webtoon initially has it. But like, I forgot how like excruciating certain parts of this are. So my review is 5. That's it. Also, because we have like 40 minutes till we have to move over and do another stream. So, guys, if you want to hang out, we'll be over on Twitch in about 40 minutes reading the solo leveling light novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, I'd like to take a break this week, but
That's up to you.
Gotta keep it going, right? We gotta. If we took a break, would you be watching and catching up on some shows?
I mean, I'm already doing that.
Oh no, I
Like
don't
right
mean
now as
watching
we're
Tower
talking.
of God at this moment. I mean like other stuff. Like there's some other stuff you could probably watch. And
I mean,
well, I know what
I
I
don't
will
think
be
there's-
doing. I'm just not going to talk about it publicly.
eh.
No, it's not that. No. What about Failure Frame? Have you seen? Yes, I've been watching Failure Frame. My guy, I probably watch more anime per season than everybody in this chat combined. Like, it is my job to watch anime. So, yes, I have seen it. I don't like the animation, but the story and the characters are really interesting. I like it. Like, I'm enjoying the show. I'm not enjoying all the CG that's in it that just feels wrong and out of place. It's like, why do we have CG animated shit? Anyhow, that's I don't really want to do it, but I know we should do it. I don't want to.
I'm down. Besides, I already just put in an order to make sure food will get done. All I gotta do is pick it up, which will only take me 10 minutes there and back.
Yeah, I'm
So.
I'm not relying on your timing anymore. Like when you say 15 minutes, it ends up being like 25. So no.
That's why I said
Your sense
10,
of time.
but also like
your the time that you allot yourself doesn't account for like little small things. So I think you're just kind of ballparking, and I'm like, round up, because that's how I have to do it. It's like if I say it's 20 minutes away, it means it's actually going to take us about 25 to 30 minutes to get there, depending on traffic and stoplights.
it's 5 minutes away.
Oh, okay. All right. But I mean, are you wanting to read today?
I'm kind of fine with whatever.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back to playing video games, to be fair. But I guess we can do. See, the only reason I'm kind of like meh is because the only reason I'm like maybe we shouldn't is because we'll have everybody else together, and I'm like, oh man, because I feel like I'm keeping Sonic, and like if I what I don't know. I'll talk to you guys after. Probably not doing it today, but just in case, keep an eye on the Discord and the Twitter and the Twitch, just in case. I don't know. I'll reach out to the others and see if they want to do it, but honestly, I'd kind of prefer to take this week off and just see you guys in 2 weeks for that. Especially considering how late and how little time. Like, if I had like a 2-hour buffer between the two, I'm usually good. But if I'm going for like less than an hour to doing the next thing, I don't really want to do it.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I kind of just I'm just gonna go ahead and cancel it. I don't want to hassle it with everybody. So guys, we'll see you on Monday. We will be reading the Mushoku Tensei light novel, so make sure to come by and check that out. We're on volume 3, so we're smack dab in the beginning of the Demon Continent. We'll see you guys then. And if you want to find out where our Twitch is, once again, down in the description. Thank you guys so much. We will see you all next time. I am Richie Roberts, your Minister of Science and Technology.
And I am Moonlight Sparks, your Minister of Arceology. Praise Arceus.
This has been Anime Church. We'll see you next time. Bye.